Hi guys, Drew here, back with another video, doing another grab review as usual. And in this game, guys, you might want to guess the score, but you probably already see it in the thumbnail. The score was 9-6 Growls, I know. I'll mention the goals for the Growls first. I'll say the people who had multi-goal games in this, multi-goals in this game so far. Orange Centezzo had a hat trick, which means he has 12 goals this season, 25 points in 16 games. It's unreal. Centazzo's been playing unreal so far these few games. Like the beginning of the season, he looked a bit mediocre, but now he seemed to pick up the pace so far. And then Zach Solo had 2 goals. One of those goals, the second one, was a beauty of the goal. It could be an ECHL goal of the week, maybe goal of the month. Like, it was really, really nice. Which has deked one of the players, was on a one-on-one, just deked them right out and went to the backhand and went over DiPietro. DiPietro for Maine had a pretty rough game. I'll get to him later on about his stats. So that's all for the multi-goal game players. I'll mention the single game goals for the players right now. Gogolev getting one. He gets his second of the season. It's good to see Gogolev having 2 goals in 3 games. For Gogolev, Nolan Walker getting his 3rd of the season. Good to see Walker getting one, the guy from Alaska, scoring for the Growlers. And then Michael Joyot getting his 3rd of the season. Good to see. That was a really lucky goal, by the way, by Joyot. He just was like near the red line, like right next to the net, flung it and went right into the back of the net. Then Darian Plouffe getting one. That goal by Plouffe was shorthanded. It seems like Plouffe only knows how to score shorthanded goals, but he seems to get one and find the back of the net. That was the one that makes the game 7-6, so it was pretty wild. So in this game, the Maine was up 2-0, and the Growls came all the way back to make it 2-2. The Maine scored like 3 quick goals. No, they scored 1 more, and it was 3-2 by the end of the first. And Maine went up 5-2, and you're like, oh, well, that's going to how the game's going to go. It's going to be like 7-2 Maine. That's what I thought, at least. And the Growls came all the way back to make the score 5-5. And Maine made it 6-5, and you're like, oh no, this is not going to go well. But then the Growlers tied up quick, and then the Growlers come back, and they win the game, as they usually do. So Michael DiPietro was in net for Maine. He actually played a couple games in the NHL. So you might have saw the news a few weeks ago. DiPietro was traded from Vancouver to Boston. So now he's playing for Maine, as Boston has a lot of goalies. So he has played 3 NHL games in his career. He's only a young NHL goalie, so he could still have a shot at the NHL level. Those 3 games he's played in the NHL weren't that great. Opening his first ever NHL game wasn't that good. Vancouver didn't have a backup, so he was forced to play that night. And you might want to search up Michael DiPietro's first NHL game to see that whole clip. Dry McKay was in net too. He didn't have a great game either, I'll say. Wasn't really a goaltending battle, it was just all offense. It seemed like the Growls didn't have any defense. It seemed like Todd Skirving even played defense. So maybe this could be a new technique. Maybe Skirv can play defense and forward. He seems like he could be a good defensive player, and maybe put Plouffe on that D-core, because he's a pretty defensive forward for the Growlers. And so I'll just mention the goals for Maine. Patrick Shea had 2 goals. I mentioned a few videos ago that he actually has a YouTube channel, so you can go subscribe to his if you haven't. Gabrielle had 1 for Maine. So when they played the Growlers in the weekend, if you didn't know, so before warm-ups, like way before warm-ups, he'd go out onto the ice and just stick handle right by the bench. Just pretend the bench was like a net or something, and he'd shoot right at it, and just by himself. He could have been out there for hours. I say he looked like he was having a lot of fun for Maine. And then Callan getting 1 for Maine. He seems to be a pretty decent defensive player for Maine, as he puts in a little offense there. Chi Kwan getting 1 for Maine. He seems to be a pretty good player for Maine. Curtis Hall getting 1. He seems to be like a good prospect for the Bruins. Has played most of his career with Boston's system, Providence, to be exact. But yeah, that's all the players who scored for Maine last night. So the Growls now are 13-3-1-0. I thought I would been saying 13-0-0-0-0-1-0 a while back, but just the 3-game losing streak came. But so yeah, the Growls are still behind Worcester as Worcester pulled off an overtime win against Norfolk last night. They won 4-3. So now Worcester has 27 points and the Growls have 25, I believe. So who do you guys think will win this next game that they will be playing Worcester this upcoming weekend? Let's pray we can get Bullen and Johnson back by the time the week ends. I'm praying. Like tonight when I go on the bread, I'm just going to pray. I'm going to pray that they get back with this Growler squad because they're going to need it this weekend as they play. They're going to need defensemen too. Maybe Matteo Pietranero hopefully can come back. Maybe Mikko Kuokkanen comes back. Simon Kubicek's another defenseman I pray comes back. James Volindi had a rough game for the Growls, guys. Didn't seem that he had the greatest. Seems like he's getting worse and worse as the games go by. Just I don't know. I don't know. I don't even think he's like ECHL caliber. Maybe not even SPHL caliber. It's just the way it goes. But yeah, that's going to be it for this, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you do, can like this video, you can subscribe if you really liked it. If you guys want to see more Growls content, especially like these types of games are the most entertaining, you can subscribe. You can follow me on TikTok. My name is Drew, not the hockey guy. No, that same thing for the Instagram account. You can follow me on Twitter. That is @FelthamDrew. You can follow me on Facebook. That is Drew, not the hockey guy. No space for that. Same thing for the Instagram account. You can follow me on Instagram account. Same thing for the YouTube channel. That is Drew, not a hockey guy. No spaces to that. And we're on the road to 200 subscribers. I hope we can finish it by the end of 2022. So if we can, that would mean a lot for me. And so yeah, I will talk to you all again soon. I probably won't post this week, but if I can, I'll let you guys know. See you guys then.